Hey guys, it's Trip here, or Josh, or 666 Grill, whatever you want to call it. What we're going to get into today is what I would say is a perfect buyer's guide for Christmas. So if your wife's the pitmaster, or the husband's the pitmaster, or whatever, brother, sister, cousin, dad, grandpa, whatever, here's some awesome gift ideas that I love that I think everybody would love. First and foremost, thermometer. Get yourself a good thermometer. I use Mavericks and I use ThermoWorks MK4. And for my grills that don't have Wi-Fi, I also have a Maverick iChef. And so it allows me to check in on the temperature, the ambient temperature, and the meat temperature from my phone, even if the grill doesn't have that capability. Unlike the Wi-Fi grills that Traeger makes, you can't go up and down with temperature, but at least you can tell what's going on. So that's what I use, and I recommend everybody that's cooking, whether you're amateur, basic, terrible, sometimes I'm pretty terrible, thermometer can make you a lot better. So that's the first thing I'd say, get your hands on. Get a good grill and get your hands on some thermometers. Probably my second thing that I use the most, I use them in every cook, is a good knife. So right now I've started using Root 83 knives, and these babies are beautiful, super sharp, super comfortable. And you can get them pretty well anywhere now. Even up here in Canada where we can't get anything cool, I can get my hands on these babies right here, and seriously, it is a beautiful knife. I've been using Cutco forever. My wife has a whole block full of Cutcos, but for barbecue, it is just an amazing knife. If you guys can find them or can get them or afford them, Root 83 is awesome, and I'm going to have a discount code coming out for them pretty soon. So check them out, and I'll have that posted on my Instagram at 666 Grill eventually. So get yourselves a good knife. Doesn't have to be an expensive knife either, but a good knife. But Root 83 are probably my new favorite knives, so I would hook yourself up with those. Spoil yourself, why not? Thirdly, get yourself some tasty stuff. So there's lots of you guys can make your own rubs. I'm not that talented, so probably my go-tos for sure would be Whiskey Bent and Meat Church. I use them on a daily basis, between eggs to steaks to brisket to everything. Whiskey Bent has some flavors that are just out of this world, and Chad Ward is the man. Meat Church has the classics. They've got some new stuff coming out all the time, and Matt Pittman is cool and probably has the best hair in barbecue. He's one sexy fella. And then you got to support local awesome barbecue companies as well. So Motley Q is probably one of my favorite local companies, a Canadian company, and Rob Reinhardt at Prairie Barbecue is the man. Best barbecue guy in Saskatchewan, maybe in Canada, and he's a buddy of mine, and his rubs are awesome. Check them all out, but get yourself suited with all sorts of flavors, all natural stuff, and but those would be my four right there. If you're going to use them, I highly recommend all these guys. If you're cooking on a grill, cast iron is crazy important. I use Stargazer cast iron. I have the 10.5 and the 12 inch cast iron, and literally use them daily for everything. I seasoned them a few times, and they are non-stick and beautiful, and you can order them right off their website, and I actually have a discount code for those. You can go check me out on Instagram, and I can hook you up with a code for those. But I use them all the time, and highly recommend them. If you are a pellet grill user, this is probably the most important thing if you want to cook not from home where you don't have power, or if you are at home and you live like I do in Saskatchewan where we have a power outage every, I don't know, 38 hours. This is literally a little portable power pack made by AimTom. This one I use. I've got other ones, Jackeries and such, but this is my favorite one. It's a 500 watt portable power solution. I believe it runs for $666 on Amazon. I don't have any discount codes or anything, I'm not sponsored by them, but it is what I use, and I've powered, I think, 4 Traegers for 8 hours each at the same time off this one baby. I hook up a extension cord and then hook all the Traegers, and you got to start them simultaneously because they draw a lot of power at the start, but once one started, turn the next one on, next, you get, I'm getting that. And this baby will run 4 for like 8 hours. It's pretty magnificent. And then let's get to coolers. With barbecue, it's not about having the most expensive, the craziest, the funkiest cooler. It's about you know, cost and quality and size and everything. So get yourself an array of different styles and sizes of coolers. If you're prone to one brand, that's great. The two coolers that I use the most would be, let me grab it here for you, is I love supporting my Canadian companies like Chili Moose, and they make a great product. Their pricing is awesome, probably one of the best on the market. You can order them, and oh, look at that, there we go. Might as well have one of those. And I love them. They're a Canadian company out of Ontario, and they've been great to me. They make mugs, all sorts of stuff. So for all my smaller coolers, I got a small soft cooler, and just going on camping trips, going away on vacation, this is the baby that I take with me. It's light and it's pretty sweet. And then for a bigger cooler, something with wheels on when you're chucking around and whatnot, I will show you the Rover cooler, and it is pretty awesome. It's got really cool wheels, rubber. They take air, so they're really soft to the touch, and they're not rigid, so it pulls really nice. And it's 60 quart, and it's got 2 different departments on the inside to keep certain things dry and other things on ice, like your Budweisers and whatnot. So we'll check that out at the end of the video, but Rover Coolers is the name of that one. What else do I love? All right, nitrile gloves. I mean, especially nowadays with the old COVID going on, but nitrile gloves with everything. So it keeps your hands clean, and you don't have to worry about the gross smell and feel of all the meat and different things. But I use nitrile gloves. But what I also do is, if it's very, very hot food like a brisket, get yourself some like gardening gloves that you buy at the dollar store, and literally put them on, and then the glove over top, and you can handle hot meat. And I mean, I wouldn't recommend it with grabbing cast iron or anything. It's not like insulated like that, but for meat, it's ideal. Rather than having to buy insulated disposable gloves, which cost crazy amounts of money, you can buy the cheap ones and just use these underneath. So that is another essential I take everywhere with me, absolutely everywhere. And home stuff. If I want something that I want at home that I use all the time, a vacuum sealer. Seriously, worth its weight in gold. And this isn't even a really nice one or expensive one. It's just a food saver. I got it at Costco for like 189 bucks. But you've got to get yourself a food saver. I can cook in mass portions, or I can go to the Costco and buy in big portions and trim it down and then freeze it. And yeah, super cool purchase. Everybody needs one, and pretty much everybody can afford one. Then a meat grinder. If you really want to experiment with cool stuff with food, this baby right here, I mean, this is another one. I think I got it on sale for $2.29. It's awesome. I mix beef, pork, chicken, all sorts of stuff. You can make your own sausage. It has some adapters, all that stuff. But a meat grinder is pretty awesome to have, and affordable, and can change the way you cook, really. You can add flavors. You can season the meat before you grind it. Makes it amazing. The next thing is a Cambro hot box. So I have, this is the lid to it. I have the big one here, and it I can cook a brisket and deliver it probably 4 or 5 hours, and that baby is still hot. They work amazing. And then you can buy these H-pans, they're called, and these you can put inside your grill and actually use them with casseroles, with whatever you want, gravies, anything, fill them up, and you can cook, I believe, up to 375 degrees, I think you can put the grill at with these in them, or 350 before they actually melt. So they're cook safe up to a specific temperature, and I use them for everything, mashed potatoes, all that stuff when I do catering, and then they fit perfectly, 6 of them inside the Cambro box. And so if you're going to be doing catering or cooking away from home, it's an absolute must to get something like this. Resting meat is another thing that's super important, briskets and whatnot. It's perfect because you want the cooler full of beer, so it's going to be cold, so you need a hot box. So this is perfect. Use your Cambro to rest your briskets, any type of meat like that, ribs, pulled pork, anything. Set it in there, close this lid, and you can let it go for hours, and it holds temperature in there. So that's another thing. And those are probably my favorite things that I own that I use daily. I know it seems like a lot, but honestly, over time, you can accumulate this stuff. And like I said, all this stuff is very basic, but it's also so essential if you're going to be doing a lot of cooking and you want to get good at cooking. I am by no means a pitmaster or barbecue guy, but these are things that have literally helped me immensely. And all this stuff, you can reach out to me. I can show you where to get them, who to get them from. Some stuff I can get you deals on, most things I can't. But it's supposed to be fun, and it's supposed to be delicious. So, like I said, I started with meat, church, and whiskey bent, and then eventually I got myself a thermometer, and then I got myself some knives, and then cast iron, and then slowly over the last 5 years I've accumulated all sorts of different trinkets, but these, honestly, if I could give you a list, these would be the things that I would say, this is Christmas list right here. Set it up. Come on, talk to your wives. They love you guys. And if you are the wife, talk to your husband. He's good. He wastes money on stupid stuff like football and beer, and, well, beer's not stupid, but you know what I mean. He'll buy it for you. I'm not going to buy it for you. He'll buy it for you. But thanks, guys. And if you have any questions about any of the products, reach out to me. I don't have every answer, but I could probably help you out with most of it. I've used all this stuff for quite some time now, and I have quite a bit of knowledge on all the products. And like I said, some of the stuff I'll have codes for and whatnot for discounts coming down, and just reach out to me, and cheers.